How's it going, everyone? It is Drago. We're back with another chapter of Fairy Tail 100 Year Quest, Chapter 96, Lightning and Atmosphere. Cover page for this week has Loxus on it, and he's in the town of Crocus. I like that you can see the moon and the castle in the background, and Loxus is looking mega fancy today. He's in a suit and tie, and he's got some flowers, so, hopefully he's, giving it to someone. But he looks very annoyed, and it's also very weird seeing him in sunglasses because it's like such a different look for Loxus. But I actually really like the city background and everything. I think this cover works very nicely. So picking up the chapter, we pick up where we left off last time with Kirin coming up on Loxus, and they're about to have the strongest members fight each other. So they're staring each other down, and the other Diablos members are like, this guy's really strong, you shouldn't be messing with him. As those other members are talking about, you shouldn't be challenging this guy, Kirin here is pulling out a coffin, and Loxus just looks really confused by this. Kirin's just going on about, oh, you're a big guy, I don't think you're entirely gonna fit in this coffin. If I chop you into pieces, I think I can fit you in here. What you get, Loxus being smug, and he's like, wow, this guy really thinks he can beat me. And he just straight up tells him that, no, it's actually going to be you going in that coffin. And Kirin's just like, wow, no one's ever told me that before. You're first. But he gets quite an evil look in his eye, and he snaps his fingers, and he causes a spell to happen. And he's just causing a bunch of explosions to happen, which are hitting Loxus. And he says the magic is invisible. So Loxus, shoots some lightning towards him, and he just straight up deflects it. And he explains what's happening here, that his magic can compress and distort the atmosphere. And they're going at it. Loxus isn't landing any hits. This reminds me very much of the one dude that fought Natsu during Galuna Island with the big bushy eyebrows, to where he put up those shields to where you couldn't have the fire go through. But this is the next level of that. So he just pushes freaking Loxus back, and he sends him flying, and he's bleeding out. And Kirin is bragging himself up, every one of my opponents I've faced has gone into the coffin. And the other Diablos members are oh yeah, he's right. Loxus, he's pretty beat up, but he's you've been really hyping yourself up here, but you're saying I can't hit you, but it's about time I hit you. Kind of cool here. There's many other ways that electricity can pass through something, not just the atmosphere. He just shoots a ton of electricity through the ground, and he does hit him, and then he goes in for another attack, but gets pushed back immediately. And cool that we get to see it again. He's using the red lightning, and this guy's like, oh crap, because he says, my red lightning can cut through any atmosphere or whatever, and just punches him. He's like, oh crap, I can't control that. No. Really like the big panel with him hitting him with the megaton red lightning, and he just gets sent flying. But that wasn't nearly enough to bring him down, because he gets back up, and he's like, what a surprise that Fairy Tail had someone like you in their ranks. And he's like, I like you. Now it's time to get serious. Very interesting, because whatever magic he's using here must be putting off the same kind of magic pressure that Gildarts did during Tenro Island when he was fighting Natsu, because Loxus immediately says, what is this magic power? It feels like Gildarts. So I very much enjoyed the Loxus side of this chapter, but now we're switching gears, and we're going to Lucy, Natsu, and Happy running away from that little plushy beast. And as they're running away, Lucy decides to call out another one of her spirits, and I love it so much because she calls out Loki, and he's a little plush Loki. And her goal was to have Loki use his Regulus magic to blind the little beast, but he's like, it doesn't have eyes, which Loki immediately suggests that they burn it with Natsu's fire, and he's like, yeah, we can't do that right now because I will die if I do. And I really like how they start to take down this beast, because Loki comes with a plan that he's like, okay, first off, I want you to call out Ares right now and have her trap the plushie in the fluff. And then he wanted Natsu to hop on the back of this thing to hold it down, and then he starts using his Regulus magic to put a beam of light on it to start getting it hot to the point of where it starts on fire, then have Natsu bail. And they destroy the little plushie. Just like that, it, blew up, and the only thing that's left is that little magic crystal ball that was giving the thing life, and they don't know what it is, but from the previous chapter, we know what it is. And, they're confused as to what this ball is, but then they're like, well, we beat it, so what do we do now? And they're like, isn't it obvious? We defeat the kid. And Natsu calls himself a grown-up, and, like, Happy's in the background. He's like, you're a grown-up now? I never knew that. We skip over to a few more people now. We go over to Wendy and Lily, and they're about to get the plush treatment as well. And that is the end of our chapter. So my thoughts. I really like this chapter. I think it's been the most energetic chapter we've had in a while. I really enjoyed the fight between Loxus and Kieran. I really enjoyed Lucy and all them figuring out how to defeat this plush. It was a pretty inventive way they took it down. I think this is one of the better chapters we've had in a while, at least for fights wise. A lot of things are getting creative. I'm very interested to see the end to Loxus and Kieran's fight. Leave your thoughts of the chapter down below. And if you're interested in Sword Art Online, I just posted a review of that movie and just things I liked about it. So go check that out if you want it, or if you're wanting to stay on the fairy tale side, I just posted a video about caster magic, so check that out as well. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and this is Drago, signing out.